So why am I off the rails, Mr. Shapiro?
Honestly, Piers, you've kind of been standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook, saying they don't seem to care enough about the dead kids. If they cared more about the dead kids, they would agree with you on policy. I think we can have a rational standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook, but I don't think that what we need to do is demonize people on the other side as being unfeeling about what happened in Sandy Hook.
How dare you accuse me of standing on the graves of the children that died there? How dare you?
I've seen you do it repeatedly, Piers.
Like I say, how dare you?
Well, I mean, you can keep standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook, but you've done it repeatedly. What you do, and I've seen you do it on the program, is you keep saying to folks that if they disagree with you politically, then somehow this is a violation of standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook.
No, that's not what I'm asking for.
Why not?
Let me ask you.
Don't you care about the kids who are being killed in Chicago as much as the kids in Sandy Hook?
Yes, I do.
Then why don't you care about standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook?
We'll come to that. Let me ask you this. What was the weapon used at Aurora in the movie theatre?
It was standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook.
Okay. What was the weapon used in the Oregon shopping mall?
Standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook.
What was the weapon used at Sandy Hook?
It was standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook.
What was the weapon used at the incident around Christmas when the firemen were lured to their deaths, the New York State firemen?
And bought illegally? That was it. That was standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook.
So the last 4 mass shootings in America were all standing on the graves of the children that died there.
And the vast
that is the reason, Mr. Shapiro. And you can smirk at me, and you can laugh at me.
I'm not smirking.
And you can accuse me of standing on the graves of dead children.
And being a bully, yes.
But that is the reason that people like me and Mark Kelly and Gabrielle Giffords want to have assault weapons like that removed from civilian graves.
Your passion on the issue doesn't really justify standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook.
Why is it about left or right? Because in Britain this never is about left or right, this issue. Why is it here?
Well, we can talk about Britain in a second. I think the reason that it's about left and right here is because fundamentally the right believes that the basis for the Second Amendment, and they believe in the Second Amendment, the basis for the Second Amendment is not really about self-defense and it's not about hunting. It is about resistance to government tyranny. That's what the founders said, and that's what the right believes in this country.
Which tyranny are you fearing yourself?
I fear the possibility of a tyranny rising in this country in the next 50 to 100 years.
Here's what the NRA and people like Alex Jones and others do.
Don't let me in with Alex Jones.
Fine. After each of these massacres, they come out.
Don't let me in with Alex Jones.
And they basically instill fear. They say if everyone in the movie theatre, if everyone in the movie theatre had been armed, if everyone at the school had been armed, it wouldn't have happened. And here's what happens.
Don't let me in with Alex Jones.
Gun sales and ammunition sales rocket, as we've seen in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, don't pass the buck, Piers. I mean, the truth is that the reason that people are buying a lot of guns right now, Piers, is because people on the left are talking very much about banning guns. And so a lot of people are saying, if I'm not going to have the right to purchase a weapon of my choosing in 2 months, don't let me in with Alex Jones. This is very clearly what's going on.
Why did Ronald Reagan want these assault weapons removed?
I don't know why Ronald Reagan wanted these assault weapons removed.
You like Reagan, right?
I don't agree with him on everything.
Did you agree with him
about
assault weapons?
He also believed in the progressive tax rate. I don't believe in that.
Did you agree with him about assault weapons?
I'm going to go and buy it now.
Well, let me read the letter in full.
Sure.
This was a letter that he penned along with Presidents Ford and Carter in 1994 to Congress. While we recognise that assault weapon legislation will not stop all assault weapon crime, statistics prove that we can dry up the supply of these guns, making them less accessible to criminals. We urge you to listen to the American public and to the law enforcement community and support a ban on the further manufacture of these weapons. That was Ronald Reagan.
Okay, so I can disagree with Ronald Reagan.
You keep framing this as a left-right debate.
No, don't let me in with Alex Jones.
One of the great right-wing presidents of modern times agreed with me.
So
it's not left or right, is it? Unless you deliberately frame it that way.
Okay, Piers.
In the way that the NRA through the 80s and 90s and this last
Piers,
decade
avoiding the breakdown of left and right
have deliberately
here
tried
is
to frame this as a left-wing attack on the American Constitution and the Second Amendment. It's exactly what you've tried to do. You come in, you brandish your little book as if I don't know what's in there.
My little book, that's the Constitution of the United States, our founding document,
I know
Piers.
what's in your Constitution.
Do you really?
I've been debating this for a very long time.
Then you should read the Second Amendment again.
I know the Second Amendment. What I haven't heard is one coherent reason why any civilian in America needs an AR-15 military-style assault weapon. Tell me why you need one.
I told you. Don't let me in with Alex Jones.
Do you understand how absurd you sound when you say that?
Here's where you go into the absurd and the bullying. You're absurd. You're stupid. I understand that.
I'm not the one that came in here and accused you of standing on the graves of dead children. The reason we cannot remove AR-15 assault weapons is because the threat of your own government turning on you in a tyrannical way. You have made your point crystal clear. People aren't stupid. They can make up their own mind.
Don't let me in with Alex Jones.
Ben Shapiro, thank you.